Okay, so apologize in advance. This episode might be a little cluttered. I've got a lot of products to show off and demonstrate to you today. I'm going to show you this Dean 4-string electric bass. I got this on Friday. That was 2 days ago. Uh, it it's dirty, pretty dirty. Um, we're going to clean that up today. Can't show you the serial number. I'm pretty sure it's a Dean Edge 09 series. I'm not sure about that, but I know it's an Edge. It looks the same. It has the same pickup. Uh, so I took this to a music store yesterday. The only thing that was wrong with it when I got it was missing the little nut and washer right there. Has that style of input jack. So I bought for $3 a quarter-inch female stereo jack, and I just took the nut and the washer off of that, and I still have the part in case I need it for another guitar. I won't have the nut and the washer though. But so I believe, I'm not sure, maybe it's supposed to be like this. I believe I put that on a little bit wrong because there is a lip there. I don't think that should be there. So real quick before we get to the string change and cleaning this thing, I'm going to take, what I do with it here, my handy Fender guitar tool, multi-tool. I got this as a present. This is a great tool. Just got a little screwdriver on it. And real quick, we're going to take this off, these two screws. Let's see if you can, yeah, you can see what I'm doing. Doesn't take very long. These are small screws. Put that right there. You could do this with a power tool. I have a power tool. These, you don't want to use too much force when you tighten the screws. Damage the instrument. You don't want to do that. So, common problem with these things, I don't know if you can see real well what I'm doing, is these little wires here will break, snap off, or be damaged, cause shorts. So because I tightened that yesterday by hand, and I had the whole thing out when I did it, I know that this is okay. We're just going to flip that bad boy around right now. And I'm not sure if that's any better, but that's the way we're going to put it. So take my screws back. I still feel a little bit of a lip there, so I suppose it doesn't matter. But I wanted to show you that. This is only finger tight. I was telling you that a problem with these is that the wires will snap if you turn this nut and it's not secure on the other side of the metal. The whole jack has a tendency to turn with it. That's how you can damage your wires. You don't want to really do that too much. And that nut in there, pretty frequently it will come loose and you'll have to adjust it. It's good to just take the whole thing off, get a little wrench or a socket and tighten it before you start playing with it. I didn't do that. It's just finger tight. Maybe if I get a lot of use out of this guitar, I'll do that one day, tighten it with a tool. You don't want these overly tight. Okay, so now you'll see these strings definitely need replaced. I don't know how long the kid had this guitar, what it's gone through. So right away, the first thing we're going to do, you could do this with a pair of snips, get the strings loose, and then just cut them. Makes it a lot easier to get these off, but I didn't bring my wire cutters into the room with me. We're just going to take it off, all the way off by hand. It doesn't take that long. And we're getting rid of these strings. They're no good to us or anybody anymore. So, once I figure out how to edit these videos, you won't see this part. Because I'll just cut this little section out of the video. So these we're going to set to the side for right now, and then I'm going to wrap them up and discard them properly because I do have pets that I don't want getting a hold of those. So this is like I said, it's a really filthy guitar. I have just a wet rag here. I don't know if this is good to do. This is these guitars used are selling for, I believe, $150. I'm not worried about this guitar. I would do this on my jazz bass as well, but introducing moisture to the wood is generally not a good thing. I'm not particularly picky about my guitars. I'm going to dry this off as soon as I'm done, and then it's getting some polish. So you might have a better way of cleaning your instruments. This is just what I do. We'll take a look at the back of that, see if the back needs any cleaning as well. I'll try to get as much of that filth off of there as possible before I put any wax on it. Yeah, this is pretty cruddy. I'm not going to get it super clean. I can tell that already because the string saddle's got all kind of crud in there too. And I don't know if this is soda pop, beer, bodily fluids. I have no idea what this is. It's gross. It's coming off. A little elbow grease will get that. I didn't put any soap on this. I probably should have. But I wanted to do that because the guitar is so dirty before I put any wax on it. Because anything I don't get off is just going to get trapped under the wax. I'm not touching the fretboard with the wet rag either. I want to keep the moisture away from the fretboard at the very least. Back isn't too bad. So, I don't have a dry towel or anything. Let me get a sock that I'm not gonna care too much about wearing this week. That'll do. That'll do, pig. So, as far as content, I did make a video maybe a couple months ago explaining that I was going to start doing these little demo videos. I haven't gotten much into it, this being the first one I'm doing. I'm thinking more along the lines of spring, because downstairs in my basement I have a little room I can use. It's got better lighting. It's got a table, a little workstation that I can do electronic repairs on. But I've got my some of my outdoor plants overwintering in there right now, and it's cluttered. So I'm thinking once spring comes around May 15th, I can make use of that little room again. And I think that'll be better because you can see a little bit better what I'm doing with the better lighting. Look at this. Yeah, that's not going to come off. Unfortunately, it's going to get trapped under the wax. Looks like they had a sticker here at one point. I see a little bit of glue right next to the pots on this. I'm not going to worry too much about getting that off. Adds character. Okay, I got a lot of that sticky crap off of here. So before I get into cleaning this, just you'll see it's a lot better than I had it before. The back of it was not too bad to begin with. There is still a spot there, but I'm not too worried about it. This is what I use to shine up my guitar. It's a Dunlop Formula number 65 guitar polish and cleaner. That's for cleaning the body. Maybe that'll get some more of my little glue and stuff off of here, but you don't have to go real heavy. My first time spraying these, I do kind of, you're supposed to spray the rag and do it first, but this is Filthy Guitar. And this is actually a Fender brand little chamois. I hate the texture of these things, so make do with what has to work, you know. I don't like the way these things feel. Oh yeah, some of that candy or bodily fluid, whatever that stuff would come off of here. It's gonna shine up pretty nice. And we're just gonna scrub away at it a little bit. You want to use a clean part of your cleaning cloth to do this. There was nothing else on here when I started, so this is perfectly clean. You don't want to get that Dunlop number 65 on the fretboard either. I'll show you what to do with that. Okay, so let's see if I can get that junk off of there. Well, it came pretty clean. It's not perfect. I didn't use any soap on here. I probably should have. But like I said, this will not be my primary guitar. This will probably collect a little bit more dust before the next time I pick it up. But we're going to see how it sounds in a bit here. Yeah, there's still, we'll see if I can spray a little bit more of that on there. Try to get that gunk off of there. This is, I lost track of what side I was using. Really oily product. You don't want to get this on the fretboard. Yeah, that's not coming off. Yeah, it's stuck on there. But it is nice and shiny stuff now. Okay, so I'm not going to do the back of it right now. I can do that on my own free time. I needed the strings off to do the front. So that's what we're doing. Where's my lemon oil? Oh no! Lemon oil, where'd you go? Oh man. Oh no. This is where it would come in handy to be able to edit these videos. We're gonna get to stringing this. I have these, I can't pronounce this brand name, the Dario. These are the nickel wound medium gauge strings. I bought these. I usually go with Slinkies on my guitar. I have a pair of extra or super Slinkies, but I plan to use that on my jazz bass when I get to changing the strings on that. This is what the guitar store had. So it has a 50 gauge G string. Usually, I guess their regular diameter 45. I think that's the only difference. Is it has a little bit thicker gauge G string. Unfortunately, we won't get to shining up that fretboard today. It's not the end of the world. So okay, well that is not reassuring. The green is the G string, so I've got green. This is not a good way to package their products. I don't like that. I like that the little ball ends of the strings are colored for convenience, but they're all packaged in the same little plastic bag. And we'll just put this in through the bottom of the bridge here. Go over the string saddle with it. And then make sure I have that the correct way. On bass guitar, you will just insert. Why does that have a pointy end on it? That ain't cool. You will insert that all the way. You want the string to come inside and around. So you turn these. That's loosening it, so I want them to tighten. Nope. And I don't use a string winder, so this is time consuming, but bear with me please. You want them to wrap around the tuning peg from the bottom up. You don't want it to overlap. I should have cut these. That's what I forgot to do. Okay, so for simplicity, we're going to take this just a little bit past the second tuning peg and just, I might even be leaving a little too much on there, but we're going to get rid of all that excess. This is not easy to cut. We probably don't have the best tool right now for it either. that flew off somewhere. So same deal. We're gonna take that around the same way. Then it goes through the nut that way. I can just hold it down, pull on it. And I've never strung this guitar before, of course, so I don't know, maybe I left a little too much on it, but we'll get into cleaning that little bridge in another episode. This is already going to be a long one, but I won't have to show you changing the strings again. I apologize for not having my stuff all organized up here right now. We'll find that Dunlop lemon oil, and next time I clean a rosewood fretboard, we'll demonstrate how that's done with that product. Okay, so all of my strings are now tight enough to start thinking about tuning it. Take a look at the bridge saddle. Everything's in line. Everything's in line at the nut. And the tuning pegs themselves, they don't look too wonky, I don't think. Not saying I did a great job at it, but yeah, they don't look too bad. So we will stretch these strings out a little bit. You're gonna have to. They're gonna stretch on their own when you tune it. Better to have them a little bit stretched out before you get started, because they're just gonna come out of tune fast. So you kind of help that process along by stretching the strings. There is a lot of stretch out of bass guitar just because they're wider gauge. So this is going to help. It's not going to help much. You're still going to have tune it pretty regularly for the first couple months, maybe a couple weeks, depending on how much you use the bass. This is probably the first time these strings ever got changed. That's just the weight of the guitar. You want to give it a little bit more stretch than that. So, next little product is these. I like these nifty cable cups here. You can get these from a hardware store. I found these on a job, but if you got a little Harbor Freight or something like that close by where you live, you can get those really cheap. I got them super cheap, but contractors will use those for, they still get messed up and you're going to have to untangle stuff. That's probably because I got 2 cords in there. I probably didn't do it the best way either. But yeah, contractors will use those for extension cords and stuff like that. Keep all their wires together. They're really useful for musicians too. So we're going to take one cord here, and where's the other cord? 2 cords. So this cord will go from the guitar to the Line 6 floor pod, which I'm going to show you. Just like that. And this is the floor pod, which I already have plugged in. I didn't clean this off. It's this is a nice little pedal board kind of deal. We're gonna plug the other end into, let's see, which one's the input? Right here. The other end of that input into the amp we're using. And I have a little tiny, what kind of amp is this? This is Rocktron Rampage, base 10. So it's a 10 watt amp. And I've got any number of amps I could have used, but I've got this sticker on here. It tells me it works. So if it works, that's what we're using. We're going to turn that on. And on the Line 6, it actually says it right on the front of the board here. There's a button that says deep. Right underneath of that, it says hold down for tuner. It's glowing red right now. We're just going to hold that down. And my tuner should be on. Let's make sure that works. I am not getting the feed. Why am I not getting the feed? There's something wrong with this cord. Did I mess up the jack? Let's turn off the tuner for a second. No. Oh no. That is loose again. Oh no. That is unfortunate. Okay, we're going to end the video right there.